This is NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey answering your questions here as they come in as part of our live shows on Mondays and in this case Wednesdays at Chat Sports. We'll break down your questions, those that come in here, beginning with Carter Reimer. I'm going to go with Reimer because it rhymes. Over under 11.5 wins for Miami. Give me the under. I think they're going to be in the playoff conversation, but I don't know if they're really going to be able to get 11 wins is a lot, even with the extra game in a very tough AFC. So I'll take 10 wins for Miami, and I'll take the under. From the Tobo Goblin, what do you think of the Cowboys bringing in Jason Peters for a visit? Makes sense, right? You need a veteran help on the offensive line. I'd say keep an eye out for this. Maybe the Cowboys don't sign him right away, and then they sign him after week 1 when his base salary is not fully guaranteed. They played that game before in the past, but I like bringing him in for a visit, at least see what he's got. You don't have to sign him right now, but at least show you are looking and caring about a rather troublesome offensive line. From Chris, no great wide receiver free agents coming this offseason. One of the best options, the $100 million in salary cap space for the Chicago Bears. Great question, my friend. Let me get my list up here of the top free agents next year. Things are going to be interesting for Chicago because they're going to have, like you said, all of the money. They're going to have just unbelievable amounts of cap space there. Now, Marquise Brown might fit, but he's got the fifth-year option, so probably not. I would like them to throw some money on the offensive line, especially if, like, Tevin Jenkins isn't great. So if Quentin Nelson hits it, I'd go that route. There's the Matt Edelfuss connection. Other guys, Orlando Brown, Chris Lindstrom, who's got a fifth-year option too. Maybe Isaiah Wynn. Matt Pryor's been okay. Mike McGlinchey. Though there are options for the Bears on offense to throw some money around, and maybe you spend some on Roquan Smith. Maybe you're a trade team that adds a big-time contract and extends somebody from that standpoint. So I think offense where they've got to focus, but it's not a great receiving core. So maybe go offensive line with your spending and then draft a receiver in round 1. It's not going to be a great O-line class with the early results. From Emergent, should the Falcons trade for Denzel Mims to take some of the load off of London and Pitts? Sure, if you want. I mean, I think that's kind of the Brian Edwards role, right? Like number 2 receiver, number 3, or really number 4 passing game option. Mims, I liked him a lot coming out of Baylor. He hasn't gotten much of a chance in the NFL, but the Jets also were not sold on him being a big piece of that. So that's kind of like the status update with where the Jets and Mims are at. But he looked awesome in the final preseason game. If you can get him for a 5th-round pick, yeah, because he's young enough that he fits your timeline more so than a soon-to-be free agent like even a Darius Slayton from that standpoint. So predict this for me. Denzel Mims wants a trade. Will he get one? Let me know. Y for yes or N for no in the comment section. It's the pinned comment, by the way. If the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Super chat time from Cujo. Who should the Chargers sign? Honestly, do you go claim Trey Sermon now and just like cut Michelle quickly? Like that's probably not how it's going to go down, but like that'd be fun. I would love some more offensive line help. Daryl Williams, he's an older player, but I don't trust that O-line yet in LA. Super chat from Lion Fighter X. Thank you, my friends. LFG Eagles keep making moves. Look, outside, if we ignore the quarterback and the heavy weight that is given to rosters across the NFL in terms of how good you are, ignoring the quarterback position, Eagles got a top 2 roster, and I'm not sure they're 2. They are loaded. If Hurts takes a step forward, that team is going to be very dangerous this year. From Time for the Money, good timing coming off the Super Chats, actually. Do you see the Vikings trading Alexander Mattison? I don't think so. The report out of Minnesota, so keep that in mind here, is that the Vikings had 12 teams call about a trade, and they wanted a lot for him. It's okay. It's fine. I don't think they're going to move him. I know he's not the great scheme fit anymore, but, I mean, he's not a bad football player either. So I think no Alexander Mattison trade when it's all said and done. Now, if we go closer to the deadline, maybe some things could change from that standpoint. I want you guys to name a player on your team who you think can be traded. So remember your favorite team, which you should know automatically. Let me know who you want to dump via trade in the comment section. The NFL Daily is also on Rumble. Free and uncensored content. Sports news, politics, tech, business, you name it. We are trying to grow the platforms you guys use. So give us that follow. Rumble.com/NFL Daily. Links in the comment section and in the description of today's show. From Steve Weeks, what will it take? Who looks to take the AFC West? Whichever team you want. Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders are all pretty good options in terms of, like, put it to this way. If they were in the NFC East, I think they would all be the betting favorite from that perspective. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs, then LA, then Denver, then Vegas. Sorry, Raiders fans, but all four are going to be very much in the playoff mix. From Dan, what are your thoughts on Thomas? Hope I pronounced the last name correctly. Adukoya from the Titans. He's a tight end. Yeah, he's a UDFA from Eastern Michigan this year. I think he's a practice squad guy. I believe that was because he didn't make the final roster. Correct, Jack? He was just a practice squad guy. Give him time to grow and develop. You know, he's a UDFA, small school guy. Was JUCO to max. So be patient. See in a year or two if he's going to make a piece. I think Chiggo Okonkwo, though, is the young guy to monitor at that tight end spot. Dustin Rushman, with the Cowboys sign OBJ and NSuh in free agency? No, they're not going to sign Ndamukong Suh. They're actually pretty good along the defensive line. Now, if we get to October, November, and Gallup is hurt again, or there's an injury somewhere else, or Jalen Tolbert's just not good yet, then they could revisit the Odell Beckham situation. But he is not going to be good to go until October or November. Now, we here at NFL Daily have NFL, NBA, and college football coverage. So make sure that you don't miss out. If you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe for free daily videos. Ryan Hood, Quincy Roche to the Las Vegas Raiders for depth and signed Tyre Philips or Daryl Williams. So as for Phillips or Daryl Williams, let's ride. You there, eyes. You're going to try to start Thayer Munford, a 7th-round rookie, or Jermaine Illuminor at right guard, or at right tackle. Bring in one of those guys. Let's ride. I am terrified of that right tackle spot for Vegas with a pretty good offense overall. And then as for edge, and you've got Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, and Chandler Jones. I don't think you need Quincy Roche unless you can find a trade partner for Cleveland Ferrell. From Meme Review, Eagles have a top 5 final roster. I think so. Especially as long as we're not overweighting the quarterback value, which I know sometimes gets done, but if it's just like overall roster talent, equal positions to a certain extent or equal-ish positions, yes, that Eagles team is really, really good outside of the quarterback and maybe some defensive uncertainty, but more so the quarterback side. Daniel Jenkins says he heard that Darius Slayton wants to play for the Broncos. Would Denver be interested after Tim Patrick's injury? Maybe. I don't know how much interest there's really been in Darius Slayton because he's only $2.54 million, and yet the offers, I guess, have been non-existent because I think the Giants would have dealt him if they had interest from that standpoint. So I don't know if there's really been a ton of desire for a team to add him. I think Denver's also okay at receiver. Sutton, Judy, Hamler, Tyree Cleveland's back at practice now, and they spent a 5th-round pick on Montreal, Washington. I kind of think they're okay at receiver, to be honest. All right, off topic here. Name an NFL draft bust from your team. Taco Charlton for my Cowboys. Alex Leatherwood for all you Raiders fans watching right now. An obvious one. Drop that player's name for me in the comment section. Latuya67, most surprising cut. I'm going to go Leatherwood, like I kind of just mentioned. That because of the dead money the Raiders were going to eat until the Bears claimed him, you would have eaten about $6 million this year in dead cap space. That's a lot for a team to eat. So I am surprised he got cut. And the fact there was a top 20 pick who lasted 1 year with no obvious major off-the-field arrest, etc. stuff. So, I was surprised with how quickly overall he got. I know there were the rumors out there, but the quickness of it was pretty shocking. $5 super chat from Ten Yang. Thank you, Ten. If the Vikings do trade Mattison, which team needs him the most? They get to be a starter or a backup if he's dealt right away. If we believe the Vikings that they want a high offer, that would imply to me that he's going to go be a starter somewhere. The one team that jumps out now is the Washington Commanders. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you all heard, Brian Robinson was shot. Not life-threatening, but he's going to miss some time most likely. Antonio Gibson had lost his job to Robinson as a starter. That regime is, I think, kind of out on him. So I think the Commanders make sense. If the Vikings just don't want him anymore and take whatever they can get, plenty of teams could use him as an RB2 as a backup. But I think they want him as a starter somewhere. From Roger Morris, could the Steelers trade Chase Claypool for a good offensive lineman? Sure. Here's the problem. What team that has extra good offensive linemen would trade one for Chase Claypool? Claypool's a good player. He's not an elite player. He's not like, this is not like a, oh man, we just got A.J. Brown or DK Metcalf. He's better than Jalen Reagor. You could get a probably at least a third-round pick for him. But there aren't very many teams that would add a win-now player like Claypool and move on from a good offensive lineman. There's just not enough quality O-linemen left in available for NFL teams. That the time to do that was months ago, not in September. I got to know, guys, who is your favorite team? Let me know in the comment section. Bonus points, whose line is in any way style, for the team with the most fans in the comment section. SM, which coach do you think gets fired first? Ooh. Mike McCarthy, I think, makes it to the year until they're officially eliminated. I'm going to go with Matt Rule. I think he's a better college guy. I think he's going to be, let me put it this way. Matt Rule is going to be an awesome coach next year for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Noah, defensive rookie of the year and offensive rookie of the year. Okay, offensive, probably not going to be a quarterback. I really want to say Drake London. I really do. Not sure there's going to be enough targets for a run-heavy offense to go around there. So Drake London makes sense. Maybe a Garrett Wilson. I could see a Breece Hall impressing there. I don't think, by the way, it's going to be a quarterback. I think this the year of the quarterback rookie of the year didn't happen last year with Jamar Chase. Not going to this year. And I'll go Trayvon Walker, the number 1 overall pick. He's looked really good so far for Jacksonville, but I really want it to be Sauce Gardner because I love Sauce Gardner and that name for the Jets. A lot of great defensive options, not as good offensively.